Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Yeah, Nick, you're exactly right. I was finishing making my coffee. Nikki's got it down. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening. Um, yeah, Nikki, hey, Tom, thanks for coming by. Tommy J. Who else is in here? I think that's it. I don't think there's that many people here. Gary's here. Well, hello, everyone. Anyway, so let's see. It was a semi exciting day. I don't feel all that great today. I don't know. My wife's got a fever, so I don't know what's going on exactly. I'm hoping that we don't have the virus deal. But the yesterday, for some reason, the pond went pea green, which sometimes it's in direct sunlight. It doesn't have a UV light on it. It's always been clear, and should have known that there was something going on, but I just haven't been paying attention to it. And yesterday lost about 10 fish. Once I tested everything, the I lost the bacteria in the pond. I don't know what happened. The ammonia was way, way up, and luckily, with the help of everybody, we got another. I got a little white pond type deal that I filled up with water and got a filter on it, and we moved the fish, and we probably saved 2/3 of them anyway. So left a couple still in the pond, drained it down, filled it up with water, got the ammonia diluted down to an acceptable level. But anyway, so it was a lousy day yesterday. Didn't feel great. Wanted to set up the tent and all that. Didn't do that. Gonna try to do it today. I guess it all depends on how I feel. So anyway, not all that great today. But hey, Mark, how you doing? But so that was a crappy day yesterday. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Hey, Logan. I watched part of your. If you guys aren't subscribed to Going Grays, um, Logan is uh, doing some good videos and stuff. He's in Korea. He's in the armed forces, and ups for that, my friend. But he's doing a Korean War thing. I don't know. My stepdad was in the Korean War. It's an interesting deal. I haven't got all the way through it. I got about halfway through it, so I didn't comment on it. But by all means, join and watch Going Gray's channel if you would, please. And Nikki's, of course. Um, you know, she's got her thousand and stuff. So let's anytime she puts something out, everybody please watch, get her watch hours up and reach that monetization level. And that's like that was the big one for me. After that, it doesn't matter. But except like I said before, I like to meet more people. The more people I meet, every time I meet them in person, it's extraordinary, man. I would have never thought. Like I said, a lot of people talk bad about YouTube and what a pain in the rear they are, and this and Google, and all they want is they want to take all your. If you can't make anything, not that I wanted to, but it doesn't matter to me. It's the people. It's all about the people. Hey, Black Sheep, how you doing? I did get your. I answered you, I think, on that deal, and I think I will. We were talking about that structure that's going to go in the backyard, and I'm heeding his advice to get a structural engineer and the builder, a builder to build it. I think he's right. Yeah, it looked really cool what I saw so far, Logan, and I'm hoping to get a chance to, excuse me, today to watch the rest of it. I don't think it's going to be a long vlog or long uh, deal today. Today, no, I didn't go anywhere. Uh, the kids are here; they're here on holiday, and like yesterday, it was a nightmare. I got to pay more attention to the damn fish pond. I'm really starting to act. I'm pissed off at myself because I should have known when the water went. Usually, it's a new pond syndrome that you'll get that pea green water, but I kind of figured, well, it doesn't have a cover over it, and when they're in direct sunlight, I don't know. I second guess myself. I've got every test kit in the world here. It would have took me. It took me a whole 3 minutes to figure out exactly what was going on. By then, I'd already lost 10 fish. Let's see. So hopefully, hopefully next Friday. And I'm hoping that I'm not sick. I'm hoping that it's just a little, something. But I got a sneaking suspicion that maybe it might be. Then I guess I wouldn't need a fourth dose of the vaccine. Then, right? I'm hoping. Hey, Chris. Hey, I didn't even send out the link. I didn't do anything. I'll put the link in the chat, and then when anybody else comes in, I didn't think about that. I could actually, let me see here. Sorry, guys. Let me just do this real quick. I'll put it. Hey, James, how you doing? Let me put this in. Excuse me. There you go. Hey, Grinch. I hope you're feeling better and doing well. Uh, you came, I think, a couple of shows ago and said hi too. So I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna send this off to. Let me send it to Brock and Mr. Mitch real quick here. Well, I've got a second. Mr. Mitch, let's see. And let me send it out like that. And then if I see anybody else pop in, or if you guys, hey Andy, what's happening? Yes, thanks. 13 months already since my surgery. Time's flying. Yeah, it definitely does, doesn't it? I noticed that. Yeah, I hope you're feeling good or feeling better anyway. All right. Hey, no worries, Nick. By all means, try to get a night's sleep. I mean, but you're probably gonna have to walk Buddy 2 or 3 times before the morning anyway. But, let's see. But yeah, by all means, get some sleep. Question: I'm in Japan in February. Want some koi from there? I'm sure that they can. Oh yeah, they do. They can. It's one of my deals and one of my on my bucket list to get there to Japan and do that. And I hope I can. They have some nice. They're expensive, man. Expensive. And Mark's here, so let's let Mark out of jail. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good morning, everybody. How are we all?
I'm
How are you,
doing.
Dave?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
We'll see
So,
what happens.
have you got any symptoms at all, or
Mm,
you think?
little fuzziness in the head, but the wife's got a fever and runny nose, I think, a little bit, and so I don't know. We'll see. We
Yeah.
all went out to dinner last night, and it was a
So,
crappy day.
because
Go ahead.
I copped COVID when I went back home last when I was home last week. I reckon I probably picked it up on a probably Sunday night, Monday night, and then felt just felt really lethargic. Had a bit of a tickle in the throat. We had both my missus and I. We didn't have a fever, but had this put the stick right up my nose. It came back as a positive test. We went off to the hospital in Rayong, and yeah, they didn't retest me, but they gave me a whole lot of antiviral drugs. But come Thursday, I tested negative. Friday tested positive again, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday tested negative. So, but
Wow.
the only, but my missus, she tested negative at the hospital on the Wednesday, but tested positive at home on the Thursday, and then she tested negative again. The day before last on this Thursday. So she lasted positive for a week, but I'm guessing because we cohabitated the same house that
Right.
we were both positive at the same time. But look, the only lingering effects that I've had is, man, do I feel knackered at the end of each day. I'm just
Yeah.
knackered at the end of each day. But I haven't had a sore throat, haven't had a cough. The only symptoms that my missus has got, if she talks a lot, she gets a tickle in her throat, but
So,
she's feeling lethargic as well. But I know it affects everybody differently, but if that's the worst for me, I'm extremely thankful
yeah,
because
yeah.
I know that it
I
affects
agree. I
other
agree
people.
with that too. If that's all it is, then that's a good thing. My wife's down. She doesn't feel good at all. she
Yeah,
got
yeah,
up and went to the restroom and came back and back in bed now. So
yeah,
she's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
probably take some time. I think we've got 5 or 6 of those left over from the oldest when she was here, and hers lasted the same thing. 7 days, I think she tested positive, and then 2 days she tested negative, and we let her out of jail upstairs here at the house. That was what 2 weeks ago or whatever it was,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, like you said, if that's the worst and that's what I get, then that's fine. Although I didn't get to do the tent thing, I'm gonna try to do it today if I
Mm.
feel, unless I feel bad. And like I said, I don't feel great, so I doubt it's gonna happen. But we'll see what happens. I want to get it. I want to do that.
But look, there's
Nemencheko.
6 months ago, I could count the amount of people I knew that had COVID on one hand. 6 months later, just about everybody that I
Buddy,
know
I
has
think it'll.
basically copped it. So I think it's one
And
of those things that the whole world will eventually cop. But
I believe that wholeheartedly.
yeah,
It's like somebody saying I never had a common cold, or I never had the flu. I mean, I think pretty much everybody in the world has had the flu at one time. But like you said, if this is the worst case of it, or what you went through is the worst of it, you can't complain too much about that.
I see no one in Andy's house has had it. But Andy, you got to get out of the basement occasionally, man.
Yeah, but he's gonna be traveling big time here pretty soon. He's gonna be already
Yeah.
get checked. Yeah, I know I'm worried, and I'm worried about my me. I'm not too worried about, but I mean somewhat. I don't want to. If there was even a sliver of me having a problem breathing, I would already been to the hospital. But
Mm.
my father-in-law is 78 or 70. I don't know. I'm worried about him getting it. He's him and my mother-in-law is pretty. She's in way better shape than me, and we're both the same age. So,
Yeah.
but my father-in-law, I am a little bit. Hey, Mama Bear, how you doing? Glad you could make it. And Mincheco, am I saying that right? Mincheco,
Or
I think so.
I'll just refer to Marco.
Marco, I know that's what I did last time. All these people from the Philippines, Bobby's Time to Get Going channel are just
Yeah,
they're
it's
extraordinary.
fantastic,
They
isn't it?
sing on their channel. They have good times. So if you guys aren't subscribed to any of them that pop up here. Uh, they have a good time on you guys. Everybody here will enjoy dropping in there when they do their little singing live streams or talking. They have a lot of good subjects and stuff. It's fun. It's definitely worth joining their channel if you would please.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Uh, let's see. Tom's saying what? Pry and Anna and me have
Oh,
been
so yeah, yeah. So
free.
yeah, Tom says had been Wuhan free, but yeah, Tom, you do need to get out of your basement. I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
But he goes out all every time well, I don't know about recently, but every time I see him, he's at this restaurant or that new restaurant, and I mean, I'm envious sometimes of the places he gets to go, or any you when you're home. You guys have all these places to eat. I got to do when I went to Udon. I got to try out basically one restaurant, and I was there for pretty much 3 days, but it was more like two. But it was real fun with Tim and meeting up with Meow and Jim. Just like I said, the biggest thing that I like about wanting to see this channel grow is the more people I get to meet, because it's like a 100% success rate so far. Everybody that's been on here that I've met in person are just stand up, good people, the people I want to be surrounded by. So
yeah. And unfortunately, I didn't get to catch up with Tom as Tom had some pressing business ventures, want of a better
right,
word, and he was basically tied up for the whole week that I was there, but. I did get myself off to the Kiwi Wombat Bar, so I did catch up with Mitch and the gang, and you know what? It had been 3 months since I'd been in there, and of course Jib came straight up to me, and some of the other girls, Bo was there, and oh, kun mark, you know, I don't know
it's a
if that's
nice place. I have to agree with that. Now,
yeah,
I haven't been there. since they did the remodel and took the place over
Oh,
next
looks
door. So
fantastic. Looks
yeah, it must
fantastic.
look a lot better or
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
The only
And
thing that I could give them, if I had to give them any advice, is, and I called it. She jumped onto a live stream, and she's doing a lot of live streams, shooting pool in the back. She's got no moderators in her chat, none. And I'm like, well, I guess Mitch is a moderator, and I think TT is
yeah,
Titastic.
James is a moderator as well. But I
James
mean,
is a moderator.
unfortunately, in this environment on YouTube, and you just got to have them because there are
She
just
got bombarded at the end of the deal again, but yeah, you have to. And granted, you have to have people. Hey, have like in
Oh,
Thailand, how are you
he
doing?
was
Good
there
morning to
too,
you.
I think, but I didn't get to say hello to him. I think he was at the front of the bar when I
But I
was there.
just I feel for her because her, I'm sure she's limited on English language, reading it and everything else. And by the time that she figures out, I don't even know if she knows what she can do about timing someone out or
Mm.
whatever. But I just kind of felt for her because I'm going, man, the poor lady's up there. She ain't got a person backing her up, that she could go. Whew, Mark's a moderator and he's in the chat. I can go play pool and have fun. You know,
Yeah,
I don't even know if she looks at it like that. But I really like their bar. I think they're
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really nice people. I've met them both just the one time.
Mm.
But everybody that's met them said the same thing, and they're bubbly. She is anyway.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah. No,
yeah,
always a fantastic lady, and Steve, and the whole staff. I mean, I look, as Tom said, I was a hard working tour operator, but I took my mates because I brought two newbies, never been to Thailand before, and of course I wanted to go and introduce them to my Thai friends and family. So
sure, sure.
of course, the wombat was on the agenda, but everything that I described happened. I mean, I said, as you can see, when Jib's there, she's so bubbly, such the life of the party, and Steve was there, and as I said, there was people there I recognised. Like Havleg was there, so I didn't say hello. But he was with a group of his friends sitting in a little table at the very front of the bar. We were at the back a little bit, but in the new part. But yeah, but unfortunately didn't catch up with Tom this trip, and I bought him a present, so I think he knows what it is. So that's sitting at home. So when I come back, come
And
back in a couple of weeks.
when are you going to be back?
So at this stage, I've just got to work it out. The project is really kicking along now, so I've just got to get my dates right. There's a couple of site inspections that I really must sign off on in person. So it'll either be the third week in August, or the fourth week in August, which will run over into the first week of September. So
September. Okay,
yeah,
cool. Maybe I'll try to make it over that way
yeah.
during that time. I just bought that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Asia Air Pass. I've had it for the past two years, and now it's bumped up to almost 6,000 baht. But they've included all of the Philippines, and I believe I forget the name how you say it, but I think it encompasses Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Bali, all the surrounding
Oh,
Asian
like the Asian countries,
Asian. That's it, the
yeah,
Asian deal. If I could
ASEAN.
pull it, I wish I could pull. I should have. I should have done this before, but
But I just a funny story because we like to share stories.
yeah,
My
yeah. Go ahead.
my young
I'll
mate,
try to.
he's 34 years old, 33 years of age, and he is built, and I tell you, like the proverbial brick shithouse. I mean, he is Arnold Schwarzenegger in his heyday. He is a big boy, big boy. And so he had a a t-shirt on him, loose fitting t-shirt on anybody is like a painted on t-shirt on him. But for a laugh on an afternoon, we walked down Soy Six. We walked down Soy Six and back up Soy Six. And I tell you, me and Calvin, same age, 56 years of age, and we're not the most handsome men in the world. Don't care what the Thai girls say. We know our limit. We don't get our ambitions mixed up with our capabilities. But young Josh, I tell you that these girls they just come running after him. But of course, he'd never been to Thailand before, and it was such an eye opener for him. It was such a laugh for us. So yeah, yeah, amazing, amazing. But wherever he went, everyone was just flocking to him. So, and of course, I'd sit there and I'd go, "Look, yeah, here's my twin brother. Can you see? We're the same, same, same."
Well, for some
Yeah,
reason, this damn thing won't let me sign in. Like it says, I've got the wrong account or something. But I shouldn't have to sign in. But anyway, it's 5,999 bought, and you can't. Oh,
still,
I guess I
still
did.
cheap, still cheap. What's that? $250,
Yeah,
$300?
yeah. For me, I think it worked out to like $175 or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was really amazing. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you what. If you go to Asia Air, and anybody that's coming here, I told Chris about it. The first persons that signed up for it, I told Mike's from Live Your Ass Off 2 years ago, and we both got it, and we both went. That was the first time I met him. We went to Chumpan together. But basically, what it is, like I checked a flight. All the flights aren't available. You have to kind of dig around. It's mostly if you leave during the middle of the week and that type of stuff. You can only get two flights in one day, so I can bounce from like Buriram to Bangkok, and then catch a flight from Bangkok to Phuket, or from Bangkok to Krabi, and
yeah,
wherever I'm going to go. And like to fly round trip for me from Buriram to Bangkok and back it costs 150 baht. You have to
yeah.
pay the tax. You have to pay the taxes.
Hey,
So,
is Chris from uh, is Chris in the Philippines at the moment? Is he?
though I think he's still in Australia. I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know
I know
why.
he wishes.
Was
He
in,
probably wishes he was.
I
He
think
was
because I
either
think
here.
I think I was because I was watching online when I was at work during the week, and just in between my meetings, and I'm sure Tommy J said, asked him the question, was he affected by the earthquake? And there was no earthquakes in Australia, and I know there was an earthquake in the Philippines. I know
I
Chris has.
remember him saying that, but I don't remember the.
No, I can't remember looking at the response whether I was distracted and
Yeah, I
couldn't.
don't remember the response either, but I remember that. I remember Tommy asking him that.
Mm, mm,
Uh,
mm.
yeah, whoever's trying to come in, it's fine with your thing, but since you don't have your camera turned on, I can't bring you on. But
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one, Dave. By the look of it.
yeah, no, I'm not going to.
No.
But yeah, so yeah, I remember that phrase. I don't remember I don't remember if there was an answer.
Mm.
God, I wish that I could pull that up. But anybody, I mean, when you really think about it, for $175 or whatever it is U.S., maybe a couple hundred Australian, or whatever the case may be, uh, it's I. I just last night I said, you know what? I'm just going to get it. It's good until April 10th, and all you got to do is use it once, and you're going to spend, five. Because I remember I was trying to plan a thing going to Krabi with my wife, just me and her, just a little vacation away. We never went on any honeymoon or anything. Not that it would be that, but and it was 8,000 for both of us to fly from Buriram to Bangkok, from Bangkok to Krabi and back. So if you did that one trip, it would, pretty much pay for itself. So I said, and I'm going to try to pop. I got to find out if they fly from um Buriram to, like, what is it, Utapao? Is that how
Yeah,
you
yeah,
say?
yeah. Udapal. Yeah.
What's their? I wanted to look it up, and what's their actual numbers? Do you know it? Like,
For
like LAX, or like,
oh, yeah.
if
No,
anybody knows, if you put it up, there's Chris.
UDP. I don't know. I'm not sure, Dave. So
Oh, maybe
oh, no
somebody will
worries,
know.
Chris.
Tom will probably know. No, I'm in Oz. Is that the Oz the prison, or Oz the? But had lots of friends. going there to the shakes, rattles, and rolls. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to going with. In fact, I was just talking to another friend of mine that I have in that's going to be living in the Philippines. Just bought a car there. Wants to buy maybe a house and getting some kind of a lifetime. I think it's lifetime visa somehow by starting a business or doing whatever the case may be. But I am looking forward to hanging out for 7 to 10 days with Chris there. But see, like when Chris comes and goes to Bangkok, he's probably going to come into Bangkok, and that's where Mike is, and that's where Dana and their significant others. I want to get there and at least go out to lunch or dinner with. I can just fly there for 150 baht. It's like, well, it's nothing. So I'll probably do that. There's one. Ah, let's see today. Ah, that's right. There he is, right there. That's the friend I was just talking about in the Philippines. Going to pick it up, and you got to send that picture. I'll show people on here. He bought. I guess it's. I've always been kind of like those Suzuki Samurais. They call them something else here, but I had one in Costa Rica, and I really like them. And this is like the newest. I think it. He can correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy, but I think it's the latest version of that body style type thing. So I'm curious to see it when he gets it. I think he's getting it. You're driving and putting it on ferries and taking it back to where someplace else in in the Philippines. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with him, and I'm definitely looking forward to meeting Chris and going and thumping around. Now the Philippines, this thing is supposed to be good for too. So I haven't quite sat down and found a flight. I've tried punching in a couple of days, and there's got to be an easier way to find the actual days that you can flight instead of sitting there punching them in randomly. But I haven't gotten used to using that Asia Air thing yet. But I told Chris about it. I know. I sent the thing to Mike's, and he said he's already got it for him and Gracie, a different one, I think. So I don't know if it was the same one, but I don't know. I think it's something to have for 175 bucks.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like even if you lost the 175, oh well. I've lost more than that going out drunk one night.
Yeah, well, if that was all I spent in a night when I'm in Thailand, I'd be a happy chappy.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So and you got it. So like I know that I'm going to uh, well, Pattaya, but I guess if I fly into Bangkok, and I can always take a bus or a van for, I don't know how much was it. It was cheap, riding over there and come down. That's why I wanted to find out what that Utapao. Tom, do you know what they're? I don't know what you even call them, call letters or whatever, like LAX or whatever the three letter word for Utapao is.
I mean, I think if you typed it into Google Utapao Airport, I think they'll come up with the abbreviation for it.
Well, see,
Yeah.
my problem is I don't know how to spell Utapao. So
Oh,
that's one of my biggest problems.
I'll
So
have,
I
I'll
figured it would, instead of making me now Mark made me look like an idiot. Instead of looking like an idiot, I figured, well, I'll just try. They won't put two and two together. Dave can't
have.
spell, so that's the problem.
Oh,
Just
it's
kidding. But
so,
but that is the truth. I don't have a clue on how to spell Utapao. So uh, let's see, what I missed something.
Utapao Airport is spelled. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. Utapao.
Tapao.
Correct.
No, I would have never guessed that. So perfect. That'll work for me. But
So there's a
yeah.
U
So I
in
don't know.
front. Yeah, there's a U in front. So,
Like even like I would say, you guys, even for you guys, when you really think about it too, if you're coming home, hell, you might want to fly to Krabi for the day,
we, we
or something, whatever you want. Well, she works. I forget.
Yeah, yeah,
I
but
forget that she works.
we've flown a few times from Utapao across to Phuket.
Yeah,
So we've done that a few times. It's about a 45-minute, 55-minute flight or thereabouts. So
yeah, it's
no,
real
we've,
easy.
we've done that a few times. Yeah, there
But
you go.
yeah,
Tom's got the code UTP. UTP.
UTP was that it?
Cheers, Tom.
UTP. Cool.
Mm.
I will check it out. I should just bring it up on. Anyway, if you go to the Asia Air website, you look up there. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it up just so I don't screw this up because I think it's a, especially if somebody's just going. Well, I'm not moving there until September, and I'm moving there for good. You still have all of September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and into the 10th of April. So, I mean, it's
Mm.
still like still good. See, it's called the Super Plus,
Oh, okie
and
doke.
when you pull it up, it also, I didn't even know what this meant. Somebody told me that they deliver food now to you, the airlines.
No,
This includes unlimited free deliveries, subject to minimum spending uh, and delivery radius. So I guess since all this crap happened, they were still selling their food,
yeah,
airline food. People
yeah.
going, God, I just can't get enough of frickin' airline food. I got to order it and not fly. I don't understand that.
Well,
But
it gives you that feeling that you're still travelling around and from the comfort of your own living room instead of crammed into a bloody tiny little seat with two big buggers beside you. So
yeah, first now this is interesting. Here it says, okay, it gives you everything: flights, unlimited free air flights, subjects to taxes and fees. Okay, and this is it's called the Super Plus. How did you pronounce that? ASEAN,
uh,
ASEAN.
yeah,
Okay, so that's what it includes. And it's got that food thing, and then I just noticed here it says USD 35 for your unavoidable change of plans before your flight. This is COVID coverage. When you press on it, then it says COVID pre departure coverage, trip cancellation project. It says click here for Malaysia, click for here for the Philippines, click here for Indonesia, and click here for Thailand. So I don't know what the hell that is. And then seat availability. I don't know what. I'll click that too. I don't know. Like I said, for the it just shows planning your trip, domestic.
yeah, Andy,
Anyway,
they are because Utapao is a military airport. But over the last few years, they've put in a decent passenger terminal. Look, the last time I flew there was probably just before Australia got locked down, and there wasn't a lot of services. There was little restaurants. There was always your food outside, your little street vendors that would line up in the car park. But there wasn't a lot of shops open on inside the domestic terminal. But I'm guessing that they are still spending money. I mean, I drove past Udapau a couple of times while I was back home last week, and there's Thai Airways have got a heap of jets parked along the perimeter fence there. So, but that's the same at Suvarnabhumi too. All you see is planes, Thai Airways planes parked up everywhere. So, but
hey
they are.
Maui, how you doing? Yeah, no, but they were supposed to be doing a bunch of improvements and making it a full fledged hub, right? Of some
Yeah, yeah,
sort.
yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's the plan. I mean, I think it'll still always be a military airport as well. I mean, even while we were
right.
there were C-130s and
Hey
flying
Paul,
off, and helicopters flying in and out all the time. Because yeah, I loved
let's see. What
first
does this say? I
class.
will.
Mm,
I'll walk you
Step
through it and
much of
figure
the
out this
business
morning how
classes
to
is much
use it. All
better.
right. Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, Tommy, I think was thinking about getting it too. I don't know if he got it, but like I said, if you make one or two trips even in the next 6 8 months, it pays for itself. I
Yeah.
just can't see how it's almost you couldn't get it. I told, like I said, I told Chris about it, and then I told you Mike's he's got it. I bought it last night or night before last,
Mm.
and it I don't know. I'm gonna check it all out. My wife probably she said, "Well, you're gonna go by yourself," and uh, and I'm going, yeah, a little bit, sometimes. But I'll just do little jaunts here and there. I got to get out of the frickin' house. Like I said, I'm gonna die here, and I ain't gonna do that.
No, no.
I'm
I did
going to.
I did get my multi-entry visa, so I'm free to travel in and out of Thailand now as many times as I want. and it will not affect my OA visa. So
Now, what did you? We were debating that the other day. What is it? 2,500,
I think it was.
2,400,
I think it was about. I think it was 3,800 baht. So
30,
what that
3,900. Okay.
yeah. So what that does now is if I because my AO visa was due to expire on the 8th of August, so I would have automatically been stamped back in for another 12 months without, and it's a multi-entry visa. But then if I came back on say in September, then the look, I'm not 100% sure how. But anyway, everyone who's said anything to me, give me any advice is look, if you're going to come backwards and forwards now, you even though you've got a multi-entry visa, I think the multi-entry visa is only good for the first year, and then the second year it's the date of your last stamp. That's when your visa ends or starts or whatever. So, but for 3,800 baht, which is bugger all really. Um,
Right.
I can come and go as many times as I want, and my visa is now automatically extended for another 12 months from when I did it when I was at home last
Oh,
week.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I think it's. I just couldn't remember how much it was for the life of me. But now, when you said it, 3,900 rings in my
You have to
rings in my
come
ear.
back to Thailand more than three times because three for a single entry visa it's 1,200. So if
Right.
you come back four times, you're better off doing what I've done and got the multi-entry. So
Well, because I know that we want to go to. I know that we want to go to Laos. I know we want to go to Vietnam. I know we want to go to Cambodia. Well, there's three right there.
yeah, there's three
You
right
know,
there.
and then I know
Philippines.
I'm going to the Philippines,
Yeah,
if not once, probably twice.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
talking just within the next 6 to 8 months, and then wherever else I'm going to go.
yeah.
Like I said, I mean, if it's only going to cost me even 1,500 baht to fly and hotel room and everything, and go someplace and spend a couple of days or a couple thousand baht or 3,000 baht with airfare, hell, I'm going to go. During
Yeah,
the week, like I'd said before to everybody, I spend time with my wife. The only real long time that we have is on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm just going to plan to go Monday through Friday.
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do the camping deal on that. I'll do any kind of trips to the Philippines. Will be Monday through Friday. Maybe encompass one weekend. It's not going to kill anything, but I
And
do
look,
want to spend time with my wife.
and everyone everyone's got to do their own research. But for me, because I got my AO visa out of country, I got it whilst I was in Australia. So there is that 12-month insurance requirement, and they wanted to see that when I flew into Suvarnabhumi on the 15th of the
Oh,
month.
okay.
So they wanted to see that I had another 12 months worth of insurance. So you know what? If I wasn't, did I really need to redo that because my contract runs for another 15, 16 months? Um, did I need it? Could I just keep coming backwards and forwards on a tourist visa and not worry about the AO? But I thought, you know what? I needed, for me, I needed that connection back to
Yeah, I
Thailand. I
think
didn't
it's a
want
good.
to
I think
lose
it's a
that
good
connection.
idea.
So
I think it was a
for
good
me,
idea.
money that I've spent is money that I'm earning in the future. So that sort of didn't bother me. But I needed that connection. So I wanted to keep that visa current as it is. So.
I think that was a good deal. It
Mm.
feels like you're part of the country, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. I've got a wife, a daughter,
Exactly.
property.
I agree
Yeah,
with that. I
yeah.
agree with that.
But it's not going to suit everybody. But then we're all individuals.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I went back to the.
No, you're
I
right.
usually watch YouTube here and then the this over here.
So, have you tested yet, Dave, or you're going to
No,
test?
I haven't done it yet. Probably after this, I probably will,
Yeah,
or at least my wife will, because if she's got it, then I'll test and do it. If she doesn't have it, then I probably don't have it. But I mean, I don't know. I forget how much did we pay for those tests?
Oh,
No,
I bought a couple of these home from Thailand, and they were like 50 baht
how much
each.
were they? How much were the tests when we bought for Sim to take? Yeah, yeah. 70 baht each.
Yeah, I was going to say I bought these ones, which are up your nose ones, but they're not all the way up your nose. They're just to here, and I
Yeah.
think it's 70 baht, and you can get them. They deliver them from 7-Eleven. So
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
I ordered my coffee from 7-Eleven
But
yesterday.
I was doing to make sure I was doing one of these, and then we'd order. Or we also bought the ones that you just scrape your tongue. So
Right.
I was doing the saliva one plus the snot one, and I was coming up
I
negative
think
on both of
I
them.
think
So
we had both also,
yeah,
and she did the scrape your tongue, and then once that showed negative, then she
yeah.
followed it up with the up your nose one.
And as my Irish cousins, to be sure. So,
Uh, hey Paul, if I didn't say hi to you, how you doing? Hey Dip Media. Hey, I didn't send that link out to anybody, and I put it in the chat, and I guess I'm gonna have to stop doing that
yeah,
because some troll came in the chat. Luckily, I mean, normally if I hadn't been versed on things from people like Mitch and stuff like that, and just clicked on it thinking it was Mitch screwing around or Tom screwing around or
yeah,
anybody on here screwing around, I would have brought them up. And I mean, these guys would come on here and flash or do something and try to get the channel taken down. So
mm,
luckily, I was smart enough not to click on it without saying. And I have in the past too, even when Tom's come in or Mitch and they don't have their face and they've changed their name. So you guys need to show me your face, or I'm not. You're gonna sit in the back room until you turn purple. But anyway, if you wanna later on, I'll bring it up or I'll send it to you, Sean. I don't know exactly how long I'm gonna go. I'm a little bit under the weather,
yeah, yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know if I'll do a after thing. Probably not. But anyway, I'll do
Don't
another.
have a rest. Don't have a
Yeah,
rest.
I'll do another one in a couple of days anyway, unless I get sickly.
Mm.
Let's
Yeah,
see if I
that's
can talk.
right, Andy. Even though there was a direction in a, because I work for indirectly for the government, because these are government projects. The government had sent out a mandate to the alliance. So I work for an alliance, saying that, well, we recommend that anyone who can work from home because COVID numbers are still, they haven't gone up, they haven't gone down, they're just still there, and we're in a Melbourne winter at the moment. But you know what? Yeah, look, a lot of people. This is what I find: the current generation of young workers. Any excuse to stay home, they stay home.
Yeah, I
There's
didn't see
only
you last time, Aaron. How you do?
so you know
Hope you're
there's
well.
an office that's catering for 80 people, and yesterday there was like six of us in the office, and only two engineers, me and my boss.
Well, I noticed Andy was saying something about the masks and stuff. I almost forget it now. Luckily, in the scooters and stuff, I have two or three of them in the back boxes. But they had one in the car. But now it's like we drove to the. We've got a pretty decent barbecue place. Like there was six of us that went there, and it was 1,000 baht for six of us. All the cokes and everything. So I consider that reasonable. Thai people don't think it's reasonable, but I think it's reasonable
You know
for
what?
six of us.
And
But I
my
didn't put it. I just put it on out of respect for,
yeah.
like they didn't say anything to me or anything, but everybody, all the Thai people are wearing masks. I
Yeah,
mean, that's just the way it is.
you go to Patio, you go to Jomtien, and nobody's wearing masks. You go
Right.
to Banchang, so 25 minutes away, and there's
People are
no
wearing them.
Thai person that wants to be the first one without wearing a mask. So
Right.
that they're still wearing masks. But you
And I
go in
don't,
and
like I said, I'm going to respect it to a certain thing. It's open, and like I said, it bothers me. Anything that restricts my breathing freaks me out a little bit, So if I don't have to wear it when I'm walking, even, no. Now, if I'm walking in a crowd of people or we're rubbing elbows and stuff, trying to get through, I'll leave the mask on. I'm not going to be an idiot about it. But when I can take it off, I still, I take it off if I'm across the street from and no one's around me or whatever, and I'm walking or whatever I'm doing. But I've not gotten dirty looks or anything from any of the people. But I noticed that I want to say 99% of the people here in Surin, Thai people, are wearing masks, and I want to say it's about 50-50 for the foreigners, maybe
Mm.
even less. They'll just not wear it, and which is fine because they're probably not going to be idiots either. If somebody looks at them and goes, "Oh, you should wear, please wear," they're going to put the mask on. I don't think you have to be a complete idiot, to tell someone to go screw themselves when they're asking you nicely, would you please, put it on. I'm not gonna rock the boat. I guess is what I
Yeah.
personally not. But they don't. I don't know why. Like I said, maybe that's the mentality. I didn't really think about that. That they don't want to be the first ones coming down with
No.
the with the virus. But I don't know. I think everybody's going to get it. It's a cold. It's a flu at this point. And do people die of the flu? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Unfortunately.
But is it something that we've been living with for as long as I've been alive? Yeah. I don't remember, never hearing the word flu from, when I was 2, if I could
Mm.
remember back that far. But, the flu's been around forever and it's been killing people for a long time, especially the elderly. This is just as far as my outlook on it personally, just my opinion that it's another version of the flu and everybody's going to have to learn to live with it. So, I mean, was there ever anybody in the United States walking around with masks because it was flu season? I don't remember ever seeing a mask in the United States.
Well,
But,
you know,
you
now
know,
now having had it, and the symptoms that I got was like for me a very 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 mild like slight chest infection. I'm not going to go into the graphic details about what comes up, but that's what it
right.
was like. And
It's
and
like,
you know what? They didn't give me any antibiotics. Yes, they gave me antivirals when I was in Thailand, but apart from that, as I said, otherwise than feeling fatigued for a couple of days and a scratchy throat, I mean, man, I've had worse when I've had just a cold.
right.
So,
Yeah, I don't know if what they gave you, but they gave the 18-year-old a whole crap load of pills, and they
oh
said,
man, I
okay,
was
if you've
rattling
got a
like a
scratchy throat, take this one. If you're doing this, take this one. If this happens, take this one. If this happens, take this one. And if you're having a hard time breathing, come in immediately. That was
yeah.
the
I was
diagnosis.
I was rattling like one of those bloody Mexican dingity bobs.
Yeah, what are
Yeah,
they called? Morocco? No,
maracas or something. Yeah, yeah,
Morocco.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was rattling with all the pills that I was taking. So
Yeah, was I ever too? Yeah, at
bloody
one
soft
point I guess I
nasal.
was, Gary. Let's see. What is Paul saying? Nurses wear masks, full PPE in the entire 12 to 16-hour day.
If
So
that
far,
wasn't for
people
COVID,
line
Johnny.
up. Yeah, yeah. The nurses they get it. A lot of people in my family are RNs. I don't know why, but for some reason they're all a bunch of smart ladies and do it. And they had it pretty rough because a couple of them didn't. They were anti-vaxxers. And one thing if you wanted to work, you needed to get vaccinated in the U.S. anyway, pretty much around the world, I think. And I don't know, tell you the truth, I never really dug into their personal deals. Like, did you ever get vaccinated, or did you find a way around it, or whatever? I never asked them anything like that. But I know that they were having a hard time trying to figure out what the hell they were going to do because that was their livelihood. I don't know. They were promising everybody a bunch of money, and I don't think. Well, maybe they did, but I don't think a lot of people got anything. And they were talking about, what are they called, frontline workers or
Yeah, yeah.
something. They were supposed to get a bunch of money. I don't think they did. I could ask my niece, but like I said, that's their personal deal. But I
You
don't
know,
know. I just don't remember way back when, through my whole life, during flu season, ever seeing anybody in the United States walking around with a mask on.
no.
Ever.
But you know
Now
what?
when I came to Surin, I asked my wife, I said, how come like a third of the people are wearing masks? She said some of them are not feeling well, so they don't want to make people sick. Some of them don't want to get sick, and some of them they just don't like breathing the air. Although the air here is, I could see if you were in Chiang Mai or Rai or whatever it is where they get that smoke when they burn the fields, but I haven't noticed that here in Sweden. But I would say probably when I first got here, maybe a quarter of the people, maybe a little less. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but they all, pedaling their bikes and wearing masks.
And Aussie in Asia, please don't think that I'm downplaying COVID for everybody out there. These were my symptoms and my missus's symptoms, and but I know of people that have been severely affected by COVID. So please don't think I'm downplaying it at all. Um, every illness, whether it be a cancer, whether it be COVID, whether it be a common cold, or even a headache, man. It
And was
affects
and was
everybody.
and I'm with Mark on that exactly too. I'm not don't mean to downplay it at all, Paul.
Yeah,
But I'm curious on this. Is this the COVID that first
no,
came out strains, or is this the strain that is
mm,
going now? I'm just curious on a young person getting hospitalized with the strain that's going out now. I would think that would be a rarity. I would hope, because I'm hearing the exact opposite. The very elderly are the ones that may possibly have a worse reaction to it. So if you don't
um,
mind saying, I'd like to know. But I don't mean to downplay at all. Any death or any buddy that has to go through any kind of hospitalization, for one thing, is not a good thing. But I just
Andy,
think we. Go ahead. Sorry, Mark.
I was going to say Andy Stubbs. I just had to show my status at check-in at Tullamarine when I flew out. That when I got to
Oh,
Thailand, I
that
didn't.
vac. If whether
Yeah,
you've been vac. Okay. But I just when I look at something, I want to know, what. And I said this from the very beginning. When they brought out, you know, 100 people died yesterday. And the medium age was 86. Well, crap. That means that some of these people were over 100. So I don't want to downplay any
oh,
death.
no, no,
Just get
no.
that out of the way.
Yeah,
But
absolutely,
the,
absolutely.
again, I don't know all the numbers, and maybe I should, but maybe out of that 100, maybe actually one person actually got died from that. How many people in that had the flu in that particular time died of something? And I don't think we'll ever get an answer, because even if you had the regular flu during that time, and this is my opinion only, they died of COVID. Didn't make a difference what they had. They could have had the regular common cold, the flu. They could have had anything, but that's what they died of. And I don't think it'll ever show anything different. Whether somebody in the future says, "I'm going to pull up all these records and see if any of this stuff is true," we'll see.
Mm.
But and it did Paul. Yeah, my youngest son COVID. My other son COVID now. So but the one that was hospitalized, Paul, was that during the first phases of the virus, and the one now has it. Is he son? Is he hospitalized? And I don't know. My kids are like 34, so I know you say young son, but how old are you talking? If you don't mind, you don't have to answer any of this, Paul. But I'm just curious. Maybe it gives everybody a better idea of exactly what's happening, because my 18-year-old had it, and besides, he had the exact same thing that Mark explained. Scratchy throat, kind of feeling ill, and what didn't go into showing us what she was spitting up. But
Yeah.
so I'm just curious. Let's see, did he answer? The youngest had the earlier strain, and that was the one that was hospitalized, I'm imagining. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to downplay the disease either, or the virus. In the beginning, it was nasty, and even if it wasn't per se 100% killing people, it was sure attributing to it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would take somebody like me with respiratory problems, and heart problems and diabetes and all these underlying conditions, and could push them over the freaking edge. I believe in that, you know. But when I've got 4-stage cancer, and and I die, do I die of COVID, or did I die of the cancer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's Tom. I can let him in. He showed his face, so we'll let him come
Tom, how are you, my
Yeah,
friend?
Mark, how you
in. Hey,
doing?
what's up?
Good, good, good.
But
I,
let's see.
I had a great day out with Anna yesterday. So
Oh, I saw that. Hey, so 2200 Bangkok panel chat, is that tonight or is it Sunday night?
I agree,
Sunday night.
Braden. I agree.
Oh, I'm in bed, sound asleep.
Uh, the youngest.
Have,
Oh, there. See,
I'll have
see,
to
you
wait
call
till
them.
I
You call them kids too, Paul. I call them kids too, and they're not kids anymore. I guess my son's 34, I think. Uh, but who has it now? I think. Yeah, I think so too. And like I said, has it been attributed to probably killing somebody? I'm sure it probably has. But do I think it's a rarity, like, or do I think it happens all the time, like they're saying? No, I still don't buy into that. But like I said, it's still, if I was laying in bed and I've been sickly, like I couldn't get out of bed and I wasn't breathing well and all that kind of stuff, I'd probably be nervous, about catching it. Right now, I'm not really nervous about it. I don't really want to, be coughing, gagging, laying in bed, having to stay in the house for 10 days. I wouldn't look forward to that. But with my routine in my life recently, that's pretty much what I do anyway. I've gotten out, you know, real recently and went some places, and I plan on doing that. But the, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm going to have her probably take a test here. Let's see, what is Dr. B the verb? Did I say that right? How you doing? The numbers are what the numbers are. COVID numbers cannot really be compared to anything else because the information collection method for it is completely different. Yeah, I know. I agree with that. That they, like I said, when they first came out with the numbers, it was like, oh, shocking numbers, and when they and any death, is shocking. It's horrible, especially if it's happening to your family. We can only look at it when it's not happening to someone close to us and go, well, yeah, that's kind of bad. Well, it's real bad if it's your mother or your uncle or your brother or whatever, and I understand that. But when they say, they never said in the very beginning, they gave you the median age, and sometimes it was like 62, 65. Most of the time, that's what it was. So that means, like, if they had 50 people, over half of them were in their 90s. You know, so that's what always clicked in my mind. Don't tell me how many people. Tell me what their underlying conditions were, and then I'll go from there. So if you've got a 98-year-old man that has cancer and has emphysema and has diabetes and everything else, and he died, well, okay, hell, I'll take 96. I'd take it on I'd sign up for that right now. But I guess that's my opinion. Again, my opinion.
And we've all got them. They're as common as arseholes, opinions.
Yeah, they are. That's true. But it is. It was always. It actually got to the point where it was aggravating me when they would come out with it. It's like, why are you even telling people this? Why? I don't understand. Scare them? I guess to scare them. Scare people. But I don't know. I still think it's the flu. Now it's going to be, everybody's going to get it, and that's it. Go ahead, Tom.
So I just think, Dave, that the problem is okay. People get COVID and people have died, but generally speaking, there's nobody under the age of 20 who's died of COVID unless they've had a underlying second ailment. For those deaths over 20, with if you've got any health conditions, bad health conditions, you've got a very, very low chance of dying. What concerns me more than anything else, and has concerned me for the last 7 years, is mental illness. And the mental illness of us being locked down by governments is fucking outrageous. When, like where Mark is in Melbourne, the brothels are open, but the public parks are closed. Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
see,
true.
Dr. Beaver. I'm a school teacher, and over 80% of my students have contracted COVID, and 94, wow, percent of the teachers have COVID, and we have had 0 deaths with friends and family. I have had 23 now with COVID. Yeah, I don't know. I think, to me, in my mind, dying of this strain of COVID at this point, and actually dying of it, not a massive underline, has got to be like into the millionth of a percent. You know, I just can't see it happening. I bet you more people are dying of the common flu than are dying of COVID. The only problem is they're going to call the common flu COVID. So you'll never know. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
My opinion is the Chinese brought this Wuhan into the world to destroy the American economy, which all they've done is brought inflation, and there's going to be more people dying of starvation than what there is of COVID, because people's pension funds at the moment are being wiped out with inflation. If you, for every $100,000 you've got in your pension fund, if inflation carries on at the same rate it is at the moment, for every 100,000 you've got in 5 years' time, that is going to give you $10,000 worth of spending power. Period. That is fact.
Yeah, you know, my personal opinion too. Again, just personal. Some people have different opinions on it, but I believe that they brought it on us.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Some people will say, "Oh, don't be ridiculous." Well, I don't know. I'm not big on the Chinese government. You know,
Yeah.
so
But
they didn't have to say anything about the Chinese people or anything else, but
no,
their government are not big.
it's nothing to do with the Chinese people. You don't have to have a war. If you bring down somebody's economy, it's just as bad as having a war.
Yeah, could be
You know,
worse. Could be worse.
World War II, the Nazis tried to flood the UK market with fake £5 notes.
Yeah, they're doing it with euros now.
Let's see what Paul says. Older people will have
Nothing new.
issues
It's
like
nothing new.
heart, lung cancer, diabetes, etc., but these are being treated and people are living normal lives. COVID destroys the body's ability to fight them all. Yeah, and like I said, people before had said, you know, anti-vaxxers, and am I an anti-vaxxer? Probably not, I don't think, or maybe I am. If they would have given me a real choice to where it said, hey, you can travel and do whatever you want to and you don't need to get vaccinated, I probably wouldn't have got vaccinated. But me knowing that I knew from the very beginning that unless I got vaccinated, it was going to come to a point where you're not going to be able to go anywhere unless you show them something saying, I've been done. And that's pretty much come true to this day. But, you know, can you get around it? Yeah, you can test and you can do this and you can do that. I didn't want to take a chance. So if I get the third ear, you know, growing out of my forehead or whatever the case may be, that's what I'll have to live with. Okay. But hey, Johnny, how you doing? How'd you can make it? Tom, what inflation rates are you basing your numbers on? Someone wants to debate inflation. Laughing 555.
Anyway, what happened to the green koi pond? Because I was in a transition from YouTube.
I lost about 10 fish. What happened was I wasn't smart enough. I haven't been in the right frame of mind in a while, and I should have known when a seasoned pond like that one, the seasoned bacteria in my filters have been around since I started the pond 2.5 years ago. So when I moved it over, I put oxygen to it and made sure they didn't die and brought it along slowly. I've overfiltrated. New pond syndrome is basically it turns the water a pea green. Okay, and anyway, it wasn't that, and I should have clicked in my mind going, something's wrong. When that ecosystem, my water was crystal clear, so something had affected it. Well, I don't know what that something is. I haven't made that determination yet. But what it did do was killed all the bacteria, good bacteria in my filters, and the ammonia level, which is deadly to fish, was off the charts. So I lost about 10 of them before my wife got me outside, and we moved tanks and put fresh water in and got the fish out, and we saved probably about 30 fish, maybe or so. But now I've got them both going, and we'll see what happens. So now I'm gonna have to test. It was me just being lackadaisical and not testing the water every week, not doing it when I knew that there was something. A simple test that takes 5 minutes to do. It's stupid. And I just not been. I need to get in a better frame of mind. Is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do right now. Anyway.
So
Hey, Robert, Matt.
the only butt you're kicking is your own.
Yeah. Hey, Jim. I'm gonna say, hey, Jim. Hey, Meow. And Jim, how you doing? What's up, Andy? Saying hi to Joe. Still had a great time meeting them. It was awesome. Looking forward to it again. She was talking about it, and so was Jim, and all of us, and planning one in John Tiem, Rayong, Pattaya area from this channel, a meetup of some sort. So we'll probably try to schedule when Mark is back, and then hopefully Brock will be here, stuff like that. Mitch will be in town. And I think if we do that, we probably could get, I bet you we could get 10 or 15 people at least to just sit around and have lunch or dinner or whatever we want to do. But I'm in agreement with Meow. I want to do it here, get the first one done, and then do them every 3 or 4 months or something as we get more people.
Where are you, Robert Mack? Where are you, my friend? Is he still in Vietnam or?
No, he's back home, I
Oh,
believe.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back home, right, Robert? He's planning on coming back. I want to say November. What Robert can answer, but I think he's coming back in 3 or 4 months or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Robert. I've just been busy. I haven't been.
I didn't know where Robert was half the time when he was here. he was jumping all over the place.
Wasn't there a comic book strip? Where's Robert?
Yeah, there could have been. Let's see. Part 1 was COVID. Hold up, what's going on? Financial Wars Part 2. Yeah, the good thing with me is the way that I'm set up for my retirement and everything. I don't have to be concerned, and I don't really care what happens to whatever they do. I'm not. I heard everybody, they're saying that everything's crap, all this kind of stuff. My buddies that are in the stock market said they're killing it. They're killing it in the frickin' stock market in all this crap. So I don't know because I know nothing about the stock market. So I'm totally, I'd rather gamble on cards than the stock market because I know more about cards. But I don't really know. But none of my retirements are pretty much, well, I guess my union retirements could be affected. I don't know. But I try not to worry about stuff. I don't want to know.
The Australian dollar. When I was home last week, I bought money over at 25.5. The best I've ever had money into Thailand from Australia was 26. So these are almost record highs for me at the moment. I don't know what the American dollar is to the Thai baht, but if the Australian dollar's doing what it's doing, it's got to be good for
36 and a half. 36 and a half, I think, right now. I moved some yesterday, and I'll move some more after the end of the month because I think I jumped the gun again because now if this money hits my bank account before the 1st of next month, it'll get accredited to that following month. But I bring in enough where it isn't going to make a difference. But and Chase gives me one bot under whatever you pull up on the internet. So if the internet says 36.5, they give me 35.5. And I haven't been in a position where I've gone, oh, this is horrible. I lost, 800 baht. I don't know. I've just let it go because it's been so easy to do through Bangkok Bank. I punch it in. It's there within 2 to 4 days, depending. And I never need it in a hurry, like you can get it with Wise.
Raymond, good advice. See, last week, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but gold was apparently down
Exactly,
in
Raymond,
Thailand,
exactly.
and the dollar was up. So my missus went to my bank, grabbed some money, and went and bought 2 bahts worth of gold.
Gold. Sounds like mine. Sounds
She
like
said,
mine.
"Look,
And
the
I told
dollar's
her,
up and the
because
price is down."
I don't know about if people understand Thai people or Thai ladies, but they're smarter than most, and some of the Thai people. My wife has been any chance that she could get, whether it be 3,000 baht, whatever she's had extra, she buys gold. Doesn't matter what the case may be. And I told her, I said, well, we want to save this much money for future crap. If you want to split that in half and buy gold with half of it and put half of it in the bank, I'm perfectly okay with that. In fact, I'd even go more. If you want to go like 80% gold and 20%, I'm fine with that. I never had any problem ever in my life buying any kind of metal. It's always been a good thing for me. So, and they do it because, like your wife, which I'm sure is the same reason. Holy crap! I didn't get paid. I don't have any money. The government won't give us anything. I need 10,000 baht to get food for the next 6 months. Whatever. Boom! They whip out a ring. They go down to the gold place. They pocket. They get through that point. 3 months later, they buy something else. Put more gold back in there. Savings is what I call it, and I think it's a good savings. Go ahead, Tom.
The strange thing was, I was out with Annie yesterday, and I thought, I need to buy some gold this month because I buy 13 grams every month.
Right.
I went to the gold shop yesterday, looked at the gold price. Gold's going at roughly about 17.50. A month ago, it was 18.50. When I looked at the gold price yesterday, it was the same price as what it was a month ago, and it was 18.50. So when I looked at it, I thought, why is gold so? Why is it still 30,000 baht? A baht, and I think, well, why is it 30,000? Why is it 30,000 baht? And the reason why is because the US dollar is so strong, and because gold is always priced in US dollar.
Right. Yeah, it's going to follow the dollar.
The truth of the matter is, gold for 5,000 years has been the only money, true money, to hold its value. Because 5,000 years ago, you could have bought yourself a nice, nice bit of skin from some bear or something, And today, in today at the price 17.50, you still buy yourself a nice suit. So, if you look at the US, if you look at the US dollar, for $1 in about 1900, you could have probably bought about 100 bottles of Coca-Cola. Now you can't even buy one.
What Aaron's saying, stick with the bars and the rounds, not the jewelry. But you know what? My wife likes to wear the crap occasionally. The only thing I told her is, I don't want her or her mother to get their, like my aunt. My aunt had 3 rings on every finger, okay? And I'm talking, 3-carat diamonds, all sorts of stuff. And one person, she saw one deal in the valley where I grew up, that a lady got her frickin' finger cut off by a guy robbing her to get her rings and gold. And after that, my aunt said, I think I'm only going to wear like maybe 1 ring at a time. So, I don't like that, especially when times are tough. I mean, how easy is it for some? Doesn't have to be even a foreigner, completely broke, has no money. Here's a 4'10" Thai lady sitting there with 40,000 baht worth of gold hanging around her neck, on her finger. Knock her down, take that, and go. It's too easy. And when times get tougher and tougher and tougher, people do more stupid things that they would never do otherwise.
Yeah, there's a lot of it at the moment in Pattaya, Dave. In Pattaya at the moment, a lot of Indians are losing their Indians and the Saudis. A lot of Saudi Arabians here. They're all losing their gold chains.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a story in there, Tom. There's a story in there.
I can't say it today, but I can tell you it tomorrow.
No, I know what you're going to say. I follow the Thai news, and it seems to be a particular group of individuals continually rob these Indians. in a particular area of Pattaya. Let's just leave it at that for the moment. Um,
Hi,
but
Mary. How you
in
doing?
answer to Jam, I was back home in Thailand last week. I just came back to Melbourne for the next 3 weeks. My contract allows me to work 3 weeks in Melbourne and 1 week out of Thailand. So I've just come back. So I'm here now for at least another 2 weeks, but possibly three because the project is changing. But I will be back in Thailand by the end of August. So for 1 week.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I'm going to come that way. Like I said, with this new deal, I know that I could go to Buriram. I can fly for 150 baht. I can fly to Bangkok, and I think it was like, I want to say it was 280 baht in a van to go from Bangkok to Pattaya. And I know Tom has a service that even if I didn't want to even bother, what was it, Tom? You got somebody that'll 2,000 baht.
Yeah,
They'll
two
come and get
thousand
me
is a
in
fair price to go
Bangkok
from
and
the airport to yeah,
yeah. So
2,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
so
got a really,
I'm
really,
definitely
really good guy.
let me
He's a
know.
really,
Keep me advised. What's
he's
that,
got,
Tom?
he's got. I've got a really good guy. He's got a Fortuna. It's a Fortuna taxi. So it's a really large taxi,
Right.
um, and he will take you anywhere in Thailand. But he's actually
Okay.
officially registered in Bangkok Airport.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. So even if I took that, because I don't even mind taking the. If I wanted to be frugal, I don't even mind taking the air conditioned van.
Yeah.
I'd sit there. Usually I sleep, so they wake me up and I get out and go. So it would cost me 400 400 baht to come from Surin here to and back to. Oh no, maybe 600 baht. So I guess what I'm saying, it's definitely feasible financially to fly now with that Asia Air Pass. Jam loves seeing you, Mark.
Yeah, I
Maybe Jam
brought
will be
800 from
Jam,
the
or I said Jam. Meow and Jim will be around when you're
yeah.
back next time, and hopefully I'll be there, and we'll all go and get lunch somewhere. Great people, awesome,
As
awesome.
long as it's a late lunch because I will be working till about 2 o'clock Thailand time.
Yeah, we'll make it dinner and bring your wife.
Yeah,
We'll do whatever we got to do. I'm
I
fine with
can't
anything.
I can't come to Thailand and then invoice the company and then spend all the time at the Kiwi Wombat Bar. That's
Yeah,
taken.
yeah, no, you got to visit your wife occasionally. Dave,
Well,
how far are you from central Bangkok?
well,
Here in Surin, it's about 6 hours, 6.5 hours in a car. I think it is from
you got to come
Bangkok.
to the taco house.
Oh, I saw
Yeah,
that. That looked
I
good.
saw that stuff.
Oh,
The Mexican food kills me. That stuff that I had in udon, it was okay. Actually, that thing that they were calling an enchilada was the best thing on the plate. The fajita burrito was. The nachos were okay, but I've had better. I had better at Route 66. Was 10 times better, not a doubt. But it was Mexican food. It got rid of some of my jonesing for Mexican food, and it was good. It was okay. Different because all I get
Taco
here is
house is better.
what's that?
Taco house is better.
Is it
Taco
okay?
house is very, very good.
Let's see what Jake's saying here. Well, busted practice target round in your ass. Say, buddy, I must have missed something, Jake. I guess I missed something. I'll try to go back. Cost me. What did Andy say? Cost me 1,200 baht from.
that's a pretty good price,
Oh, in a
Andy.
taxi, huh? That's
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah,
that is a
Yeah,
good price.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's reasonable. Like I said, I'm gonna go now that I know how to spell Utapau, and I know the abbreviations, the UTP. I will check out, and maybe I can fly. See, the problem with Ubon, even I can fly all over. Like I can fly from Ubon to Krabi. I can even buy a ticket from Ubon to Krabi, but it goes through Bangkok. So I have one stop. But for some reason, I guess the Buriram airport is tiny compared to these other ones. But they don't fly to many places. And then the virus hit, and they even went to less and less and less. So maybe they'll start building it back up again. But you know, and it isn't horribly or out of the question for me to drive to Ubon. It's only about 2 hours away.
Mm.
So if we were to plan a week's vacation in Krabi, we would just take out of here, drive the 2 hours to Ubon, get on a plane there, go to Krabi, come back to Ubon, get in our car, and come back home. So
Lucky, Mark.
I am lucky. Uh, let's see. Jam's got us saying, Jam, Meow and Jim are saying, Jim and Meow are saying, we are planning to drive back to Bangkok with our new truck, hopefully, and looking for a place to stop halfway. Any suggestions? Says coming from Udon to Bangkok. What's in between Udon? I bet you if Mitch was here, he could tell you. I'm uh, I'm not I'm not abreast on what is
It's proper
between.
correct.
Oh, that's true. I've been to Korat. Korat's a big, 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 big
Good
place.
hotels. Good
Yeah,
hotels.
real nice. So that's actually a great idea, and I want to say it's probably about halfway
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
Udon and Bangkok. Yeah, Korat or what is it? Rashashami? What's the real name?
I just know it's
Uh,
correct.
yeah,
Rashasima.
Nakrom Rashash. I don't know. My wife,
The
maybe
Krong Rashasima.
Natrasima. What is the name? Other name for Korat? Nakol, Nakon, Ratchasima.
Doug, I haven't come from the pub.
But that's a good idea. I think you'll like you guys. I would plan on maybe staying a night and a full day in
Well
Korat.
done. Yeah.
Maybe 2 nights there. There's a lot of places to see. And if you're not familiar with them, the only place that I know that probably has at least 3 to 5 videos on it would be Chuck and Paige. No Time to Be Sad. If you go there and you'll get an idea of everything that's in Korat. I have one video, but it's just they have a bunch of where they make all I want to call them plaster pieces, that they make. Almost all of them are made in Korat and then pushed out and brought in by truck around Thailand. The majority's made there. We went there and bought a bunch of stuff. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
I stayed in Korat with my wife and Anna. We stayed in I think it was a 4 or 5-star hotel. It was like, but it was, what was the hotel called? It was like 1,200 baht a night. It was fantastic. Come on over here and say it. We can't understand you.
Nakon Ratchasima.
If they contact me, I'll give them the details. The hotel we stayed in.
There
The
you
hotel
go.
we stayed in was first class. It was first class and it was cheap. It was so
Yeah,
cheap.
they have a lot of nice places there. A lot of nice places. And like I said, there's actually quite a bit of stuff to see out and around there too.
Yeah.
It'd be good driving out there in the
Loads of
wide open
restaurants nearby.
spaces.
Loads of restaurants nearby.
Did Andy take off? I didn't see. Oh, okay, see Andy. Sorry, I didn't see that.
See you, Andy.
I just
Um,
published my first film.
I'm going to have to go too. I've had a couple of missed calls from Thailand, so I've put all you as my main priority. So
Right.
All right, Mark. Thanks for
Mark, see you
coming
three-
on, brother.
Mark, see you in 3 weeks, Mark.
absolutely.
Yeah, I hopefully I will too. Hopefully I'll get over that way.
We'll
I
go to
didn't
the
get to
taco.
see
We'll
you.
go to the taco house.
Yeah, Dave, I hope you and your missus are feeling better really, really soon. And
Thanks,
for
I
the cost
appreciate
of, cost of 70 baht, stick that up your hooter. So,
I'm gonna have my wife do it first.
but look, all I can say is that the antiviral drugs that we were prescribed at the Rayong Bangkok Hospital, first class service, and that's what private health insurance gets you. So,
Yeah, and it is great. It is nothing
Yeah,
better,
yeah.
that's for sure.
Jake,
All right, take it easy.
Meow.
Hey, there's a cat.
Yeah,
Take it easy,
everybody.
Mark.
all
Hey,
right.
Jam. Korat
Cheers.
is the same as Jake and Andy up here said. Nakom Ratashima
See you, Jake.
is the other name, but you should be able to find it on Google under either or name. It should come up. It's a good place to see. It's a big, big city, and it has a lot of nice hotels. And Tom says he knows a real nice one. So get with Tom if you're going to head that way. But I think it's almost, I would say it's damn close to halfway,
Yeah.
exactly halfway between Udon and Bangkok. Everybody's saying have a great day to Mark.
Great to see
Stick
Mark.
that stick up your. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know. My wife's sniveling and she's got a little bit of a fever. I'm not feeling the greatest, Jake. So I think maybe we might have contracted it. I don't know, but we're gonna test. So hopefully by the next, I wanted to do that camping video, but the way I'm feeling right now, I'm not gonna be probably in tune to do that, and hopefully I don't have the virus, and I can do it shortly. Is what I'm hoping for. Morning, Grace Days. What is the Thai version of eating chicken? So I don't. I think probably their rice soup. I would say their rice soup. I don't even know the Thai name for that. What's the Thai name for rice soup? But anyway, the breakfast soup that they serve, I think would probably be the closest as as a chicken noodle or chicken or matzo ball or whatever depending on what religion or ethnic group you come from. But yeah, it was always chicken soup for me. Although my mom had an Italian version of chicken soup. Actually, sounds pretty good right about now. And my wife and my mother-in-law they're excellent cooks. And I see that my cousin is back working on that room out there. And it's really weird because ever since we got the house, we've had a problem with the septic system. And now it comes to find out that we haven't really even got the builder involved at this point. But he started digging around and found some stuff that wasn't plumbed right on it. So he's replumbing he's in the midst of, before he pours the concrete over where the septic system is. He's going to make sure everything's right with the septic system. I really love this guy, man. I tell you, I don't know, when you meet somebody, maybe a drinker, maybe not be a drinker, maybe a borderline bad person, maybe a lot of people think that somebody's crummy, whatever that case may be, and he doesn't fill all those voids. I just like him, man. I want to see him do well. He's very, very talented. If I show him something, this is how you make a pond, he can make a pond. And he could go out and make it for somebody else, or a wall. He never did a wall before. He's seen it before. My wall's awesome and reasonable. And he can make a good living at it, and his wife works, and she's a nice lady. I don't know. I'd like to see him do something with his life. I understand drinking. 90% of my friends are alcoholics. I understand that, but when we were younger, his age, I'm guessing he's mid-30s, maybe late 30s. But I drank too back then, probably more than I should have, but they were functioning alcoholics. Painting contractors. Hey, they drink and drunk and fall down and go to sleep and wake up at 5 in the morning, jump in the shower and go to work. And then on Saturday and Sunday they would, full blown. But him, just don't drink during the week. And I know that's easy for me to say because I'm not an alcoholic. But if you could just do that and then just blow it out on Friday and Saturday nights and recover on Sunday and go to work and you'd be better your family and everything else. And I'm hoping with this ganja, if it goes the right way, and hopefully if I could, because I told him I'd back him, get him a cement mixer, get him whatever he needed to tools of his trade, and I know he could make a living even around here. But you have to show up. Can't do like with me and say you're going to come and don't come for 2 weeks. The normal person's going to go F you and move on with somebody else. But I'm hoping to do it. I really do. He's a good man. He just needs a little help, Hey, Cobus, how you doing? Sorry I was rambling. Yeah, man, I got a cat now too, and I really dig the cat. It's the first cat I've ever had in my life. I had the one, I think I told you the story of that. It was my grandma's house. She was renting it from my mom. I had got married for the first time, so my mom was giving me a 6-month get your shit together, move in here, and go out and either buy a house or whatever you're gonna do. And she was friends of the family, and she moved out, and she had a tomcat there, and she took him, and he wouldn't eat or anything, and she brought him back. Needless to say, he got his eyes scratched out. I don't know if I know I've told the story, but this cat here is pretty awesome. It fell out of the wheel well in front of my wife when she was driving home from work or something, and she picked it up, and it's been a pet. I think it's pregnant though. I thought that she had got it fixed, but I guess she didn't. But it's a good cat. It went out and corralled the neighborhood, and I called it Bar Girl. I changed its name from Cat to Bar Girl, but now it's back to Cat. She's coming home and not staying out all night. But I really like it. I didn't think I'd like cats. I thought they did nothing, but this one comes up and plays with me, and it's pretty awesome. I didn't realize either cats have changed or I changed, one or the other, and I'm guessing it's probably I made a change here. Let's see. What did I miss? Did I miss anything, Dave? We
Yeah,
have four
Mr. Dave.
cats. Black cat, white. Ours is what do they call it? All the different brown colors. There's a name for them. Calico. Is that it? Calico cat? I guess ours is a calico cat. It's pretty cool, except once in a while it'll want to be with me when I'm doing this and want to jump up here and jump on the computer and a bunch of other stuff. But I think I'm feeling it's been an hour and a half. I think I'm going to end the live stream. I want to thank everybody. Jam, did you get a hold of Tom? Okay. You put it in. Okay, good. Everybody else, thank you guys for hanging out and stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm just feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm going to kind of kick back for a while and go check on the fish and do the water deal, and then I'll probably have my wife. I'll probably try to talk her into doing the test, but either way, we'll see. I really appreciate it, everybody. Tom, thank you for coming on. Everybody, I will catch you on the next one.